Let's quickly talk about Gamescom. I originally was going to do a video about this, but when I saw how awful it was, I just thought, bollocks, I'll just not bother. There's nothing worth really talking about, but I've changed my mind. I'm going to do just a quick kind of overview of what I thought of Gamescom. Basically, it just cemented my view that the gaming industry is in an absolute shithole, a deep, deep shithole at the minute. And we have developers, or is it the publishers, or I don't know who it is, but whoever is calling the shots on these games that are being produced is fucking clueless beyond belief. Absolutely. I mean, we've had a clueless kind of week with people in charge, but the gaming industry still seems utterly clueless on how to make a good game and in what direction to push it. There was a few games that I thought looked average. That's it. I never saw anything that looked good in the whole of the Gamescom show. There was nothing I saw there that thought, oh yeah, I can't wait to play that. There was a few games like the likes of Against the Storm, Beavers, City Building. There was Falling Frontier, a bit of an RTS space game that looked alright. Wasn't in the usual RTS kind of framing. It was more about small groups of ships with admirals rather, in the right classes of ships to have, rather than just building a shit ton of ships. Details looked pretty good on that as well. Diluvian Winds looked alright, a bit of a 2D game, but again, it didn't look anything special. And that was Elden Ring. Looks okay. That actually won Best Action Adventure, guys, of the year. Even though no one's played it yet and no one's reviewed it yet. That's how crazy the world is today. That's how absolutely idiotic these people are. These people are fucking idiots. That's who give out an award. How can you give an award out to a game that hasn't been reviewed or released? I mean, what the They did the same last year, by the way, at Gamescom. Last year, they gave away a shit ton of awards to a game that hadn't been released or reviewed. Can you guess what game it was? Yeah, Cyberpunk. How did that work out for you? Yeah, that's why you can't give a fucking award to a game that hasn't been released, because it could turn out to be a shower of shite. But hey, it's 2021, you can do what you want, right? We had Dying Light 2, which I was kind of hoping would be good, but all I saw with that was just more and more fucking parkour. Everywhere you look, parkour simulator with some zombies. I mean, that's all it looked like to me. I have zero interest in just flying around a fucking map like a trapeze artist. That doesn't... When I want to play a big open world zombie game, I'm sorry, but being a fucking acrobat doesn't come into the equation for me. But apparently you're going to have to love all that kind of shit if you like Dying Light 2. We had Cod Vanguard, which graphically looks great, but it looks just... As far as gameplay goes, it looks the same old from Call of Duty. And you know, the only thing that would have really spiced that up for me is if they'd really dug deep through the history books to find some of the more exciting battles of World War II to show us. But instead, it looks like they've gone through the history books of World War II, not looking for the most exciting battles, but to look for the battles that box tick for them. That's the way it looks, from my eyes anyway. Yeah, I mean, we've done Stalingrad before. We've done all that. Was great as well back in the day, in the early... I'm sure it was COD, or it might have been Allied Assault. I think it was COD. And there's a shit ton of battles, shit ton of times that we've never even touched on yet in Call of Duty. And it looks like we're never going to get there either. Then you had Saints Row, guys. A very, very successful franchise that's been around for a while, about a gang of absolute nutters. Very edgy. They're not bothered about what they say or who gets offended, and they were quite funny. I watched all the cutscenes from some of the earlier Saints Rows just the other day on video. Hilarious. Really, really good. And so now in 2021 we have a new Saints Row, and it's the first time ever in a game where I've actually looked at the protagonists and the bad guys and thought the bad guys look more like the actual saints from the previous games. The good guys are a bunch of fucking university students trying to pay off their fucking university loan. They look like they should be carrying a fucking clipboard, not a gun. Totally uninspired, totally box ticking. And no wonder it's got tens of thousands of thumbs down from the Saints Row fans, because the Saints Row fans, to me, have just been completely betrayed by this absolute garbage. But hey, what do you expect in 2021? I expect nothing. Do you know what? When I'm looking through Netflix or whatever, for a movie to watch. I just look at the date that the movie was made. And it's getting to the point now where anything after 2017 is just going to be shite, with the odd exception. And this is how it's going with games now. We're going to have to, in the future, just look back through history and just say, hang on a minute, the mad times, we have to wipe out all the games that was made kind of between 2015 and whenever this madness ends. And it is fucking madness, that's what it is. And it's just ruining everything, and especially the gaming industry. And so that was it, pretty much. That was Gamescom, just another fucking load of box-ticking bullshit with the most cringy, out-of-touch hosts I've ever seen. Who the fuck are they talking to? Because they're certainly not talking to me or any other gamer that I've ever met ever in my fucking natch. It's like a fucking children's TV show now. It's just cringe-worthingly crap. So, there you go, guys. There's the gaming industry, 2021. Out-of-touch hosts, out-of-touch fucking game developers, and out-of-touch fucking publishers. What a shit show it is.